Good afternoon, Mr. Taylor. I'm here back with my mentor, Mr. Irvin.
How you doing?
Today we are discussing Standard 10, the very last one, leadership and collaboration. The guiding question for that particular one talked about how does the candidate seek leadership roles, opportunities to take responsibility for student growth, collaborate with community members, and advance their profession. For that one there, I just want to say, just giving you some type of information about myself when it comes to leadership. I take that back. I'll let Mr. Irvin talk about the leadership he knows of me to have done within the building and just go from there.
Well, here I am again. Hopefully, not getting tired of seeing me. I met Mr. Taylor back in 2014. He was a sponge when I met him. He's more of a sponge now. In those 2 years, really, I should say, 3 years and some change. In those 3 years, I've seen him, come in as a quiet young man from Georgia, teaching mathematics, to not just being a quiet young man from Georgia, but the head basketball coach there for 2 years, the head avid teacher for 7th grade math for 2 years. I've also seen him support students at football games and extracurricular activities, sporting events after school. I've also seen him make, I'm not lying, hundreds of home visits, reaching out to families within the communities. I've also seen him, as you have experienced him, in this program, taking action on, learning as much as possible in relation to teaching mathematics. And, he doesn't know this, but, for next year, him being the department chair of the mathematics department. So there is a lot of things that I've seen Mr. Taylor do, and there is a lot of growth that he has made from being in this profession at a young age and for a young amount of time, or for a short period of time. So just wanted to add those things to what I know of Mr. Taylor.
Well, first of all, thank you for those great words again, sir. I really appreciate that. Just talking about leadership and collaboration. For this particular skill, I did mine with our AP, Miss Broussard, who was my AP when I first came in to teach, alongside Mr. Irvin, who's always been my instructional coach. Those two alone has always guided me along within this building, and that's why I chose her to do my interview piece over. And I just wanted to say, when it comes to her and Mr. Irvin, there's two of the few individuals in this building I look up to as being leaders. So when I think about the qualities that a leader possess, I kind of, just always have my phone out when I'm in the hallway, document studying in my notes app. And, I just jot down a lot of things I see those two come, and I think the biggest piece is just their relationship value they have with other teachers in the building. I'm always seeing them, just checking on people, seeing how their day going, making sure they put a smile on people's face. And I seen Mr. Irvin myself, almost get into a fight with a student because he was trying to redirect the student, from doing bad. And then he turned right back around and tells another teacher, hey, how your day going? I hope everything's going good. So it's just small things like that a lot of people don't see that I keep in mind for myself, because I know, the small gestures like that go a long way. And, just speaking about leadership and collaborating, I always seeing him, although he's over the math department collaborating, and he's told me many times, you need to collaborate with the science teacher. See what they're teaching in their room, so maybe y'all can have, something correlating across the board. Maybe the science teacher can do a do now that will help you in math, or maybe vice versa. So it's just small things like that I kind of just look up to from Mr. Irvin. Also, Miss Broussard, who's over the English department, just as Mr. Irvin stated earlier, like just me trying to get kids to underline what's important in the question or the math problem is something they're doing in the ELA department, which once again, we're trying to tie hand in hand, because here at Charles Hart Middle School, our kids struggle with writing and comprehension skills. So just trying to get them to do things of that nature. Like I said, I get those leadership skills from Mr. Irvin and Miss Broussard. And you will read a little bit about her and my piece that I've submitted for the assignment. And other than that, I mean, like I said, those two are, the epitome of a statue when you talk about leadership in this building, So
Come on.
that's pretty much all I can say when it comes to leadership with those two.
And I think that thank you, Mr. Taylor. And I think when it comes back to Mr. Taylor, we're here for the students, right? We're here for the students, meeting professionals and adults in the building for, however long they'll be here. Maybe some will be here for a short term, maybe some will be for long term, which then will grow into, a lifelong friendship. But we're here for the students. And I think that in terms of that and leadership, linking those two together, people need to be followed, right? People want to follow leaders, I should say, and these students follow Mr. Taylor. And with that being said, since we are only here, since as teachers we're here for the students, and if we made some collegial friends and things like nature, that'll be fine. But if you're here for the students, which he is, when he displays his leadership, the students follow. That's why they always want